if you open this pedal from Singer and for some reason just remove components and unscrew this screw here, it's really important to see that the plastic piece underneath the screw, so make sure you just put the plastic piece correctly in place. It has to be flat with the second one, but the top plastic piece actually has a travel, and this travel is important. If you just put it wrongly, you may not get initial speed. It may start at higher speed all of a sudden or something like this. So my understanding is that ideally this piece here has to stay all the way to the right. So what I recommend you do is just with your right hand, hold it like this, then tighten down the screw and tighten it. Don't over force on it, but it has to be tight. Why? Because if you just is not too tight, it's not tight enough. When you are going to press on the pedal, basically the pedal will press down this bar. So obviously the black piece, if the screw is not tight enough, the black piece will move to the left, and then you have again the same problem. So just make sure, hold the black piece all the way to the right, tighten this down with some force, but don't over force because it screws into plastic. So you don't want to strip that plastic either. That's kind of fragile, right? Plastic is not metal. So just tighten it down at force and then just put it into the power outlet. Obviously, you are going to remove from the power outlet when you work inside, so you don't electrocute yourself. Just flip it like this. No need to put back the screws for a test, and just make a test. Power it, make a test. If everything is fine, unpower it, no power, and just basically just put back the bottom screws. I have a video showing how to do those. Let's do a test now. The black piece is all the way to the right. It's better not to lift it because it's powered. So if I push down, I can get pretty good low speed. Now the black piece is not powered. The black piece is slightly to the left. Perhaps you see the shiny area right there on the left and darker area. So basically this is not the original position. Now the black piece is just 1 millimeter or 2 to the left, and just power it, plug it into the wall. And do a test again. So I just flipped it. Let's see what's happening. That's not okay. It starts basically at much higher speed, so there is no longer low speed. Okay, let me just show you something else. Just unplug it. So be sure to unplug it unless you want to start dancing. So no power at this point. This bar here, this metal bar, I showed this in another video. I had another pedal, the bar cracked in the middle here. Sometimes you can still have some speed, but oftentimes that's the end of the thing. What I do also, I like to put a bit of grease right here. You have this plastic piece. When you close it, that plastic piece is pushing on this bar, and because it's metal on plastic, hard plastic is going to kind of wear the bar, and at some point the bar will crack. But also if you just always slam it down, this metal bar, which is copper, it's not that strong, so it may also crack. Just be aware of this. But what I suggest is just putting, if you want, it's better to put on the tip here any kind of grease, just a little bit of grease, and that will have this plastic tip kind of be more gentle with the metal bar. And a second thing I did is remove the plastic tip at the bottom. You will find, again, there is no power here, you will find the plastic tip right here underneath the lower bar, and that also kind of forces on the bars. So I did chop off completely the bottom plastic, not the top one. If you remove this one, it will no longer work at all. So I did remove the plastic. You just grab a pliers and just actually need to remove these metal bars and just wiggle a bit, and the plastic piece underneath it goes. So this will kind of make less force, less, if you want, stress on these bars. Notice there is already some wear here. Don't put grease on the rest of there are actually three contacts: the top, the one that's round, and the bottom one. Never put grease in between this, because grease is also an insulator. You don't want to reduce the current passing between these metal bars. I just put it on the top because this is just physical here. The plastic piece is just pushing physically, it doesn't pass current. This doesn't matter. Okay, so yeah, these pedals are fairly good. However, this component here may just get problems. It has graphite bits. So don't try to remove this. It's really tricky. I've seen a video on YouTube. It has two metal O-rings which are almost impossible to remove and even worse to put back. So don't try. If it's broken, just replace the pedal. But other than that, when this graphite bites, it's like small discs, a lot of them, like I don't know, 50, 60. When they go bad, this starts heating up too much, starts smelling burned. If it smells burned, it's time to replace the pedal. Just be careful with this.